This is some Dyson type products. I like using Dyson because they have lots of primitive shapes. The design language is very specific that way. So let's go back and look at our time lapse. So here I'm just setting up the basic scene. Let me just go back real quick here to right there. So I set up one cube and I duplicated it in a bunch of different ways, and I was using this as the underlay. Right now, the one on the right you can see is 3 cubes high, so that and I'm rounding off. I've drawn 2 circles on the top 2 cubes, and I'm running off the top and bottom to create this kind of pill shape, like the air blade or whatever they call that fan. So now I've kind of found the center lines, and I'm projecting this down to the backside, and I'm gridding out the backside to create those same radius edges. In this case, it's almost a full round. So those are in blue, and then a tangent line to connect that, and on the bottom as well. And now this is a quick divide of the front. What I'm going to do is find a smaller pill shape inside the first one, and then in red, and then I'm going to push it back to the green level, which will give it that tapered look, like the one on the left. And I could actually zoom in here a little bit better. So you can see how I boxed this out, and then the green one is where I'm actually moving all this to. But I had to figure out where it was on the red surface first, and then shift back to the green surface, and there I've mapped it out. And now when I draw those I'm going to call them contour lines. That kind of helps you see the angle inwardness. And now I got to do this one more time to figure out where the backside is. And so I've remapped that pill shape out on the back of the cube, and that gives me my whole tubular shape. And now I'm shading in the direction of the vanishing points to create that illusion of the correct depth. And then you see I mapped out a circle on the bottom to create this cylinder shape. And then that intersection is kind of interesting. If you look at the picture on the left, you can see it kind of wraps up and down and around. And we're going to do intersecting shapes next week and get really into that. Here I'm building the base, so I had to build the basic first circle, and then I expanded out to the second circle, and then move that down just slightly to create that same tapered look. And my base is my proportions are a little different than theirs. Now I've mapped out 2 more red squares, you can see them there, just so I could figure out what those ellipses look like in the center. And now I'm adding some vertical shading, and I think I changed the contrast level. Let's zoom in over here now to create that kind of metallic-y ring on the other side. Now this one I just made up. It's I kind of using the same idea of a square with radius corners, and then I've built a similar face and pushed that in towards the vanishing point to create that tapered look. This might be a pencil sharpener, speaker, or something or other. And the radius corners go off the side. Now I'm adding a little bit more shading. And notice the shading on the tubular shape is very important to get those directions right to give it the illusion of depth. And now I've figured out the shadow on the pencil sharpener, and I drew in some reflections. And let's just let this go here. And so I've got both shadows and reflections down below. Let me go back to the original. Here we go. And that reflection just gives this illusion that it's really sitting on some sort of surface that's shiny. A lot of product photography does that. And then the shadows give you that actual grounded surface. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.